Shubhaji, would you like to?
Hari Om, everyone. Let's learn the shloka from Karma Yoga 3.21 today. Yad ācharati śhreṣhṭhā tad tad evetaro janaḥ sayat pramāṇaṁ kurute lokas anuvartate. By performing their prescribed duties, King Janak and others attained perfection. You should also perform your duties to set an example for the good of the world. Whatever actions great persons perform, common people follow. Whatever standards they set, all the world pursues. Yad, whatever, ācharati, does, śhreṣhṭhah, the best, tat, that alone, eva, certainly, itaraḥ, common, janaḥ, people, saha, they, yad, whichever, pramāṇaṁ, standard, kurute, perform, lokaḥ, world, tad, that, anuvartate, pursues.
Thank you, Shubhaji. Maybe we'll start with Deepaji.
Yes, sir. We should do our duties like is mentioned in this verse. King Janak had performed his duties and he attained perfection. He did it so that he can be he can set an example for his for his countrymen, so that they would also follow the path that he has he has gone through. So whatever actions great people perform, the common people will follow them. And so they set the standards in such a way that the whole world will follow what they did. Like if I have to be a good example for my child, I have to follow what is right, so that my child will always do the right thing. If I'm going to play in my mobile, download the games and play in my mobile, my child will do the same. So I should be, first of all, I should be right before I teach her something right. Otherwise, the child will question the parent. You do that and you're telling me this. So that is how I understand.
So the first question I have here is performing the prescribed duties. So how do you see that for yourself, and does it vary for each of us? And how do you know you know the right answer?
As a housewife, I should be looking after the household things well, so that people here will not be getting any problems. Then as a mother, I should be an example for her, so that even after she grows up, she will think of her mother, how her mother was handling the things. As a wife, I should be a good wife to my husband as well. Help him in whatever he does, and if he needs my help, I should be ready to help him. Like in his business, I go and help him on Sundays. That's the reason I will not be able to attend the sessions of Vijayji conducted in the morning. I leave at 8 o'clock. Then I don't know if I'm doing anything for the society. What are my duties towards the society? That still is a question for me. What am I doing for the society?
So
and what can I do? What can I do is as well a question.
So basically, you are saying these as per the multiple roles that you are playing.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you see a higher principle that is guiding you with these duties?
Yeah. Yeah, Saravananji. Vijayji is an example. I mean, for me, if I have any problems in my life, I would ask, I mean, I would get it clarified with Vijayji in all the sessions that is being held, and will think of him. If I have any problem, like today, I was asking him how was he handling his child in terms of studies. So he's inspiring. So I would think of him, what in what way he would be handling any situations.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I also want to get it from another view. Maybe we'll come back.
Okay,
Thanks, Deepaji.
thank you.
Krishna ji.
Yeah, so how I interpreted it, like, so basically in everyone's life, like those who want to be a great achiever, right? So in coming back, without coming to the spirituality, we would set a role model. I want to be
I'm not sure if it is my connection, not able to hear Krishna ji clearly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Volume is low.
maybe
Yeah.
I increase
1
my
minute.
volume.
No, might be my call. How about now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, much better.
definitely better.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, like it's like audible, right? Like can
Yes,
hear.
yes.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. What I was saying is like in day-to-day life and even when we grow as a child to this adult, right? So we would be having before even understanding of this spirituality, what is spirituality. So we would be always having, there are many role models out there, like uh, Abdul Kalam sir and even Dhoni. I see them as a role model, like how they handle. So as after like understanding the spirituality, like who we are through Bhagavad Gita and what is our duty. So it is that like everyone should perform their action and understand who we are, and every action should be done as yagna, and it should not be based, it should be mostly on selfless service, which would impact in a good manner rather than being taking reference from our sense organs and having like selfishness on doing the act. We should be acting like doing everything as a yagna. In the previous sloka also we're talking about. So yeah, that's how I see it. We should do everything as a yagna and do whatever is being given to you, and do it at your best without setting an result or keeping overhead off on the result. Do your best at your thing, so that way we can become a role model or a example, like this person has lived well, this is how I should live. So that influences many other common people, and that set standards for them. And so by the mean, like it will be like other people also, general people, and they will be following those. So that's how I got interpreted through this loka.
Okay. Yeah. So again, my question will be on the prescribed duties. How do you know? And do you have that clarity that you are clearly aware of what you have to do and you are doing?
No, To the answer, yes, no, Sarvanji. Like I don't know like what is my prescribed duty. Like how I'm pursuing my life is like day to day.
Mm.
Yeah, through the some of the references I've been here to this position and whatever where I mean how I'm here, like it's based on also I think like it's also a it's about my environment and how I see like coming into IT, not going into some other field and becoming like kind of getting some role. So I don't know, it all came through mind. I set it and I was keep on working on that. But yeah, to answer to the point, yeah, I don't know what is that prescribed duty. But currently, how I'm moving forward is like whatever comes to me now. Like, and again, now I don't set the goal or something based on my selfishness. It can be for my family or whatever that, or even terms of money. But whatever comes to me, I'm doing like it's my duty, and I will be like performing like a yagna. That's how I'm like putting into place. That's how I see it, Karananji.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So the point I wanted to bring here is uh, our spiritual texts talk about the purusharthas, right? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Right. So the first one is where they start with uh, following the dharma, and to know the dharma. There is one explanation I remember which Prabhuji gave is like, how do you know what is dharma? How do I know whether I'm doing it in the dharmic way? Okay.
Yeah, it
And
was it was always in my mind. What is that dharma? Like sometimes, if I do it for my friend, it may be good to him, or it may do it my family. It be great, but not directly, in indirect ways, it could be affecting environment. Simple like taking a vehicle, or even like in not wantedly, in some unconscious way, wasting food. But still, so it was in my mind actually. What is that
yeah,
real dharma?
yeah,
How
because
do I?
the thing is getting that accumulation of the wealth, supporting the family, they all go towards the artha and kama, right? We need the basic necessities of life, and we need to meet all of them. But then the ways to do, and what is the right way to do, that is the foundation, as I see, which is given by our dharma. And when it is done that way, then we get the highest goal, which is the moksha, right? And the dharma, when it
Mm,
comes, like the way I got is like, it like no one needs to actually teach you, rather like everyone is born uh, with the basic dharmic principles, as simple as uh, you want others to help you, then you help others. You don't want others to harm you, then you don't harm others.
mm,
You don't want others to cheat you, then you don't cheat others. You don't want others to lie to you, you don't lie to others.
mm,
I felt like it's very powerful and very simple at the same time. And everything else is like just relative. It looks fancy. Oh, I'm doing this, but you know what? Whatever the other person is doing looks much cooler than what I do. Looks like right. So always this comparison thing goes on. Like for the in this life, I got to do this. I wished like I could do that, what the other person is doing. But at the end of the day, I think the foundation, as long as it's strong, everyone's dharma is like equally important to complete the grid of life for the society. And that's how I see it. And that's one thing I wanted to bring up today, because when we talk about prescribed duties.
So it's like I don't have proper words, but I'll try to put it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as an example, like I want true relationship, anything like starting from friends, like working culture, colleagues, and blah. So I wish or desire for who is truth and honest. So and I should be like
Yes.
like that, right? I cannot like harm the nature and expect and good nature.
Yes.
Example like vehicle. That like I feel guilty many
What was
times
the
nowadays.
what was the example?
Example was like I take an vehicle which emits a lot of pollution. As I,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so then I desire for like peaceful, clean, fresh air
Very true.
environment around
Very
me.
true. Very true.
I feel guilty. Like couple of years, I'm feeling guilty whenever I take my bike to office or whenever I go out. But yeah, that's how I feel.
I think every small act helps people trash it in the roads, and you cannot expect a very clean society then, right? You people may not realize what they are doing when they are doing, but then like everything contributes, and right? So yeah, Shivaji, you want to add?
Karanji, I had a question.
Yeah.
It is related to dharma itself. We all are, we follow the Sanatana Dharma, isn't it? As you said, the Dharma, we are born with the thinking of Dharma. We have that. So can we say the people of the world, they are also following the Sanatana Dharma? Whether it be Hindu, Christian, whichever religion they belong to. So we, the whole world, they are the followers of Sanatana Dharma. Is this the right way to say?
No. So obviously, all the misery comes when people start going against the nature, against the dharma, and it's just that, like how I forgot my own nature, right? And same way, like when people forget their own dharma, and and start doing things in the wrong way, that is like for personal gain, right? For personal gain, if I go and lie, if I go and do something to someone, if I go and harm someone, that is where the whole problems start. And
But
now
otherwise,
the question is, hey, you know what everyone else is doing, and if I don't go with the world, then like I will not be able to survive. This is something which I hear, and I leave it to the individuals uh, to be conscious, be aware of what you're doing, and like how you can avoid doing, and stick to the dharmic way of living.
yeah, but suppose I was not born in India. I'm born in some other country.
Yes. Fine.
I'm living good life, not cheating others. Then can I be called as a Sanatana Dharmi?
See, yeah, again, let's go. If you go back to the meaning of Sanatana Dharma, right? The principles that that remain forever, right? Which doesn't change over a period of time. That's what finally it comes down to, right? What we call as Sanatana Dharma. Right?
Dharma is way
That is
of
the
life,
truth.
not religion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's not.
right. It's a truth, and the truth that has survived all the time, that was relevant millions of years back. It's relevant today, and it will continue to be relevant in future as well. Everything, the material things may change, but the guiding principle remains the same. There's a foundation.
Okay. So anyone who is doing, following good things in life can be called a Sanatana Dharma Avalambi, or the follower of Sanatana Dharma, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, as we call it, because we are born in this country, and like this is what all our text finally take us to, right? Once you know yourself, what is the truth, and the basic thing starts with the dharmic life, and then like people start accumulating like artha and kama, and then like you realize that these are all limited, and then like the true self, start contemplating on the true self, and you attain moksha, then the basic purusharthas.
Earlier, I used to think that only Hindus, Indians, we are the followers of Sanatana Dharma. And like Shubhaji said, it's not religion. I used to think that it's a religion. We all belong to that. Thank you, Sir Anand.
Yeah, the way I see is the basic principles. Actually, every religion, I cannot comment on the religions, but I feel like each religion is a different, just a path, different path, but towards the same
Yeah.
goal, right? It can, and when they start, I feel like when people talk about disagree, then it may be just their ignorance on like what is the goal their religion is taking them to. I feel like it's down to the individual, not I mean, it may not to do with the religion itself, because it requires a lot more knowledge. Like if you take me till 42 years of age, I did not know about our own text, other than I used to go to temples, and that's it, right? Which means like it requires uh, interest, and even someone has to be like needs to, or maybe based on the past karma, like one gets to get into that path to know the truth, right? And I'm sure it doesn't matter any religion, right? Everyone um, will get there when they are qualified, and they have to rise above the uh, what they call is like most they say, right, most of the society live in the lower layer, where they just spend all their time with artha and kama. They don't rise above, right? That's that there is no difference between the animals and the others, and the humans at that level. You need to uh, uh, make the best of the human potential to find the higher purpose.
Yes, Sir Anand.
Yeah. Thanks, Deepaji. Yeah.
Vijayji wanted to say something.
Yes, Vijayji.
So let's understand the word dharma. Dharma essentially means dharanat trayate iti dharmaha. So what it means is that which when I perform protects. That is the essential meaning of dharma. Dharanat trayate iti dharmaha. Dharana means like as if, when I wear a dress, right? So I'm wearing a dress. So the dress that I'm wearing protects me from the cold. Like that, what is that I need to wear? So now it comes to the question of protection of who and for what purpose, right? So we use the word dharma in many contexts. For example, what is the dharma of fire? If you ask the question, what is the dharma of fire? Is to burn. So in one sense, when you use it in that way, the meaning that you derive there is the natural tendency of that. What is naturally in that? So it is something that is not artificial in that. That is the nature of the fire. So fire burns. So that is the nature, right? So like that, what is your fundamental dharma? What is your fundamental nature? That should be the basis of your fundamental behavior, is it not? Whatever is your fundamental nature must be the way when you conduct yourself, you will be naturally protected, because that is how it is designed. Fire cannot be water, water cannot be air. Each one has the specific nature, and as long as they are in that particular natural tendency and the natural behavior, they're there. Likewise, what is your fundamental nature? What is your true nature? Is your true nature that of anger? Is your true nature that of worry? Is your true nature that of hate? So when we ask question like that, naturally you have an answer, is it not? You naturally feel, no, anger is not my nature. Hate is not my nature. So when you look at a small child, you can clearly see what is natural. Love is natural. Kindness is natural. Compassion is natural. Sharing is natural. So when you conduct your life on the basis of these true, innate, fundamental qualities within you, the way you will live your life will be in accordance with dharma. Then you're naturally protected. Means what? Means what is that you and I are seeking from any action that you and I are doing in life? Whenever any one of us is doing anything in life, what is that we are seeking out of that action?
Happiness.
Is it not? We want some sense of peace, happiness, health to come out of that particular action, whatever may be the nature of the action. So, in other words, that which creates a sense of well-being, that which brings about a sense of peace, happiness, health in you and around you, then must be dharmic, is it not? So, therefore, the word Sanatana essentially means eternal, because these principles are not time-bound. See, for example, the style of the clothing may change from one season to another season, or from one place to another place, or from one time period to another time period. In different places, different kinds of dresses are worn.
Yeah.
In a way, that is also dharma. But that dharma is subject to change. That behavior is subject to change. What is fundamental in that? That you need protection from the elements. So protecting this body from the elements is your dharma. So in order to protect, you need to wear clothes. What kind of clothes? That is subject to change. So like that, whatever is fundamental, whatever that is sustainable for you, me, and all, then becomes a societal dharma, the way we should conduct ourselves in the society. So there's an individual dharma, then there's a role-based dharma, and there's a societal dharma. So the societal dharma is what you learned in the previous shloka. Our rishis have prescribed pancha mahayagnas. You and I are taking so much from the nature, from others, in this world. For whatever you and I are today, it is our parents, friends, teachers, sacrifice of so many people, then the knowledge that our rishis and munis, who we don't even know their names, and in our lives, our own Sadguru, like that, it is a sacrifice. It is a selfless offering of all these, which has made you and me what you and me are today. We are enjoying so much. But for that, so many have offered. So whenever you take something in life, is it not natural that you should offer it back? So how do you offer? To who do you offer? Of course, first you need to start taking care of your own body and mind. You need to be happy, healthy, peaceful. That is the most fundamental dharma of you. Then you need to take care of your own immediate role-based, whatever the dharma, as a wife, as a husband, as a child, as a student, as a boss, as an employee, whatever that dharma, you need to do your best in that particular role. So when you do your best in that role, naturally you are being a follower of dharma. And as long as that particular role, when you're performing according to dharma, if it yields the sense of peace, happiness, and health in you and in around you based on that role that you're performing, then it is eternal. It is sanatana.
And I just want to add, when I think we do the role-based dharma to our satisfaction, I feel like there shouldn't be any worry, because that itself will protect the rest, be it family or the society.
Correct.
So that also goes to Deepaji's question of like how to guide the child. I think when you are there, you are doing it, you don't have to worry. It will fall in. I can already see that.
Dharmo rakshati rakshitah.
Exactly. So we simply have to ask the question, in this role, what is the best I can do, and what is the best that can happen based on this role? So when I put that question, then naturally the answer will come. As a mother, what is that best I can offer? And what is the best that can happen based on my mother role? So there is a role-based dharma. Then there is a dharma towards all unknown, through which you and I have benefited, which we generally call as our environment and our society. I know I'm probably speaking out of turn here. We are waiting for Shubhaji, but I just wanted to clarify the Sanatana.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to after we hear Shubhaji. But as far as Sanatana is concerned, has this discussion brought clarity to Deepaji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you look at it from that prism, from that viewpoint, it is not related to a particular region or religion.
Yeah.
Whoever follows these fundamental principles of life can be called as a Sanatani.
Yes.
And why Hindu Dharma is called as Sanatana Dharma? Because it was taken to a level where it was ingrained into our day-to-day life. Please see the way, your grandmother, my grandmother, and our older people used to live, and many others still have remnants of it today. So, for example, whenever food was served, they would take a portion out and say, this is not for you. This is, you have to go and keep it for those ants, or for the dog, or for the cow. Like that, in every meal, a portion was taken out.
There was the first one was even given to the crows. Just
Exactly.
call the crows, give them, and then like.
So, So you before you enter your kitchen, before you do anything, first of all, you would clean yourself bodily, then you would do puja, and then only you would light the fire. That is how it used to be in the kitchens. Why? Because when your mind is pure with the divine chanting, then the food you make will be divine, and that will create that kind of feeling in the children, in the ones who eat that food. So in the household, in the day-to-day activities, every little activity was tuned according to the eternal principles of life. What you should eat, what you should not eat, what you should wear, how you should wear, what you should say, what you should not say, how you should treat someone else. It was just made as a day-to-day living, common experience.
Very naturally. Yeah.
Very natural. So therefore, Hindu Dharma became synonymous with Sanatana. Because the rishis and the munis who designed that system looked at the life and followed the eternal principles. And the people, who, for example, when you go and see people in America, you will see a certain characteristic. You go and see a people in France, you see certain characteristic. Middle East, you will see certain characteristic. Like that, when you go from region to region, you will see certain characteristics. Like that, whoever visited India felt something is unique about these people. Apparently, that Huan Sang, who came and wrote, he came from China. He visited so many places. He apparently said, there are no beggars, and households, they don't lock their houses. They seem to be so prompt. Something, even Sadhguru keeps talking about this. When you compare the per capita police force, meaning for every, say, 100 people, how many police are there? Or for every 1,000, how many police are there? Like that, it's a per capita police. In India, for almost like some 10,000 people, you will probably find some 2 constables. Okay. In a place like America, for every 100 or so, you'll find some 5-6 people with gun and all that. What is the significance of this? So are people following rule of the land out of fear of punishment, or naturally? Please see, in the Indian society, though we may talk about some theft happening and such things, for the number of people that we are, for the population that we are, for the disparity that we have, you don't find that, people who don't have too much of income going and killing people and then eating. You will still find, that fundamental sense of, I have to earn my bread, and whatever I do is my karma, and I will do the right thing through which I will evolve. Somehow that seems to be the natural DNA of this culture.
Vijay, I want to add, I think from childhood I've seen, it was not, as a child, it was not just the family. Everyone in the neighborhood cared about what I was doing, where I was going. Okay. And they would ask me, question me, or they'll say, okay, did you tell your parent and come? Right? So nobody asked him to do that. They just naturally felt that no, I should ask, I should keep eye on all this. And even as a grown up, there is this society which takes that liberty to ask, hey, are you doing the right thing? Are you growing? And right, so for someone to do even a mistake, they have to break all this chain to actually fall apart. Otherwise, I feel like there is this security in that system, in that community, which has been there naturally from birth. Right?
So you see, it is not a punishment-driven, fear-driven system. When you realize the truth, see, when you know that fire burns, you will not keep your hand near the fire. you realize it's a nature. You will not fight with nature. There is this wonderful story. There was a scorpion which was submerging in water, and then there was a sage who was walking past with his another friend and a disciple, and he saw that, and out of compassion he put that scorpion out of water, and it bit him. So he didn't mind, and he kept walking. Again he saw the scorpion, and again he put it out of water, and again it bit him. And this disciple was getting anxious. Again they were walking, again they saw another one, again the same thing repeated. Now the disciple asked, why, you know that the scorpion bites, why are you doing this repetitively? He said, the dharma or the nature of the scorpion is to bite, and my nature is to protect. So that is Sanatana.
Yes, we say.
Just I want to add one more thing. So 2 days back, I had gone to Madurai for my for wedding, and for the reception, the girl's mom, she stays near ISKCON temple in Madurai, so she used to visit, and they used to do this bhajans, right? And she, when she gave them the invitation saying like you should all come, and you can even like for the do the bhajan in the reception. The group that actually came, I was surprised. They were all Russians, like in the middle of this big war going on, and like all this group of people looks, again, as he said, like whatever got them attracted, they joined. They had come here. They were like I believe they stay for some time in these ISKCON temples, and they came to this wedding hall for 30 minutes. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, bhajan. They were like, they got everyone else get up and like sing, and I could see everyone telling like, I have never felt like so happy. Usually we come there, sit and do chit chat, ask about okay what happened and all these things. Eh? That 30-40 minutes, many people are saying best time. I initially like we were all thinking like who is this? How did they come? Why did they come? All these things, but after that 5-10 minutes. Right, so natural, and so everyone felt so good.
Yeah. Excellent.
Right, so yeah, I think as one follows the dharmic way, I believe it just spreads around and attracts the everyone nearby as well, and I think I'm sure, and it protects others also.
Let's listen to Shubhaji.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Sri Krishna is trying to draw our attention as to how we can be a karma yogi by giving the example of King Janaka. He was known for his um, mm, knowledge about anything and everything. He was a saint, but at the same time, he was leading a life of a king also. So how King Janaka is more relatable for all of us because he led the life of a householder and also as a jnani. So that I can see the same thing in Prabhuji also, Vijayji also, how they lead a life. They have always, I have seen them. I have not seen other people, but I have seen Vijayji and Prabhuji face to face. So I have seen how they lead a life of both as a jnani and also as a householder. And the first thing that impressed me was like, how can you be not get angry at all? And Prabhuji has not been getting angry for the past 35 years, which is like a big thing for me. So I would say that is how uh, um, great people are an example and how we have to follow. So a lot of things I have imbibed. I have tried to imbibe those qualities in my life, and it has become a, I would say it's a wonderful experience. It has been a wonderful experience for me. And it is more easy for me to follow because I see them do it as a householder. So that's what I see in the shloka. And it's a joy to see, because if we can't relate with the saints, they did because they gave up everything and became a sannyasi and they could do. But we as householders cannot relate to that part of it. When we see Prabhuji and Vijayji, we can relate. Even Vijayji never gets angry. That's what I have seen. I don't know when I'm going to get because I constantly keep asking so many questions and he has never said no. So thank you for your patience.
I'm sure, Subhaji, you are setting up, you are becoming the role model for your kids.
I hope so.
By no, so yeah, I'm sure naturally it will be happening. You have to talk to someone has to talk to them to find out. They will tell.
Right now, they will say she's too much strict. Maybe I'm very strict with them, so probably they may not like me. I'm the bad mother at home.
The,
But they will
the
realize,
answer
yeah,
will change with time.
yeah. Time will change. Yeah, that's my take on this shloka, Sarananji.
Perfect. Ishaji, hope you're feeling better. The medicine.
Yes, sir. Actually, this is so, I don't know. Whatever happens in my life, only you'll bring one shloka and you'll put and you'll start talking also. You know, I'll just tell you, sir, Vijay sir, now that Shubhaji said you won't get angry. So, like from past 1 year, we are very busy with traveling to Shimoga on and off because of work, land-related work of Ravi's. So that's why I felt sick also now. So this, I think we discussed it when you told the story of Buddha and who's the other person?
Ananda
I,
and
Ananda.
yeah. So now recently what happened is, see, I know I can blame it on Jeep and pollution and everything that I felt sick. Okay. You know, what happened is, like, you know, more than, you know, husband and wife, I'm like super protective of my husband. Okay. I'm like he's like my child for me. Before wedding, I know him from 8 years. So everything I do, nobody should hurt him. Only I can scream and I can only do everything. I won't let anything happen to him. So this time when we were there, no, he got really upset by somebody who is very, very close. Okay, you can say family member only, who is, you cannot leave the family member. Let's not say who is that. Yeah, he is the permanent part of that. So this person has been affecting him from the day that person is born. He's affecting everybody's life. And when this guy is a child also, he's getting affected. Nothing is going to change. So I'll be like, let's accept it. Now that we are doing some work, we will try to do something, you know. I keep saying I will try to, you know, involve him in the shloka classes. I will try to teach him. Then I'll take him to temple and I'll try to do all those things with the person. So this is what I was telling to Ravi, and everything is planned, and we made this huge investment, you know, in terms of money also there. So recently, when what happened is he annoyed him far too much, and this guy got really upset. So he got upset, and when he was taking that car reverse, first he banged a bike guy. Okay. After that, when you're going, and it is very scary stretch in the night from village to the town of Shimoga. So the way he's driving and all was scary. I'm already feeling a bit sick. And this guy, you know, he was driving in such a way that I was really scared. Then finally I told him, so why are you letting him affect him so much? It's so bad. And after that, sir, you won't trust me. My head is only of evil thought, what and all I can do to that person. Okay. I don't want to think that. I can only think bad things, and I'm feeling so bad. Not that that person deserve or not deserve, that is secondary, but why as a person I'm thinking all that, and it's stressing me so much. And I was like, no, from now onwards I won't let that person affect me. It's okay. And we came back. He went again now to Shimoga. He's in train now. That's why he's not able to attend these classes, because we go back on Sunday, and then he'll come back on Friday night or Saturday morning, like that. So yeah, then now I have to send him alone because I'm not well. So I'm worried that it shouldn't affect him, emotional affecting. And this evil thoughts, so every time I keep saying to my mom, and mom is like, oh no, you relax, look at your face, you have become so dull, you're feeling sick, don't stress yourself, everything will become fine. Hurt, it's okay, but how much can, that's that permanent figure in the family. What can you do, sir? Now, there is no way that you can keep them separate. We have to live together, and this guy will keep, no matter what, when somebody is troubling in a certain way, I feel that that fellow's trait will somehow fall on you also. You'll behave as a person trying to, something will happen like that. So I don't even know what to do. Now, in my head, there is one plan of, perfect, what and all I have to do. But one by one, I feel like I'm crossing it and it's all going off.
Ishaji, this morning we discussed on this topic.
Okay.
Deepaji?
I think there is some Bluetooth kind of connection between my brain and what's going on in your Shloka class.
Yes.
You told that now I was hearing, and you said like naturally we'll do the right thing. It happened to me in village. I don't know where. We keep going to see all the part of our land in vehicles. No, I said I want to walk today, and he said okay, go walk. And I started walking. I think I walked for 45 minutes to reach. I expected it to be really close, and you know how village is. I didn't expect it. Okay, every second it becomes darker and darker. So finally, I reached one place where I have to take one big U-turn, complete the circle and come. And one guy stops. He's like, "Who are you? I saw you walking all the way. You're from that house, no?" I said, "Yeah." Then he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'll walk like this one road." He's like, "Dogs are there, it'll bite you." Then I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll walk first." He said, "How far will you walk? Come sit in the bike. You don't worry. I know you don't know me. Whichever woman is there, I will do the same thing." And he dropped me home. I have no idea because these people are villagers. No, I don't know because I hardly go and meet any of them. So he's on the way, he was like, Taptil Kobedi, Yara Gidreno Birtina. I said, I am in city, so the services are there where you sit behind anybody and go, but how will I tell him? So I was like, I don't even have problem. I was trying to tell him, but he actually left. And that guy is not that very close people. They are neighboring lands. So there's always been that, rift, little, not enmity, but that a little bit of cold shoulder. But still, you will do the right thing at that time. Now, Vijay sir should answer me how to get evil thoughts out of my head. I won't act. I know I won't go killing somebody or hitting somebody, but I might do also. I'm so worried.
First thing, Ishaji, is realize that you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are what are coming to you, but you are not your thoughts. Much like when you're driving in a car, it is your car, perfectly fine, but you are not your car. So what is the basis of the thoughts? Thoughts come based on whatever impressions that are stored. That is what is referred as vasanas. So whatever the impressions that are stored, how impressions are created? Depending upon the environment we are in, various kinds of signals come into us. And this is beautifully illustrated through the two parrots story. You may have heard it in the class. There are two twin parrots, and one of the twin parrot is taken to a butcher's house, another one to a pandit's house. And the one which went to the butcher's house after some time would greet anyone as, I will kill you, I will murder you, I will drink your blood. The one which went to the pandit's house would say, please come, sit down. So this story illustrates the effect of the environment on a human being, depending upon the environment. So there is always this question, right? Nature versus nurture. Nurture also has a part, but much more powerful than that is when you realize your nature. Your nature is that of pure love, kindness, and compassion. So, how do I get rid of evil thoughts? Do not attempt to get rid of evil thoughts. For that matter, don't try to get rid of thoughts. Realize that you and your thoughts are two separate things. You are not your thought. Thought is what is occurring in the screen called mind. See, for example, donkey. What is the impression that comes into your mind, or what is the thought that comes to your mind when you hear the word donkey?
Actually, intelligent animal who eats paper, hee-haw, and what slave?
So that may be one of the way. But now, for the sake of the experiment, continue the experiment. If I become a little courageous and say, Ishaji, you are a donkey. In the satsang, it may be okay. But
Yeah.
if I, in some other situation, hey, you donkey, if I say something like that, it is going to bring about certain thoughts about, depending upon the meaning that you have. Because one of the general meaning that most of us carry about donkey is, it's a stupid idiot animal. So now the question I want to ask you, Ishaji, is, I use the word called donkey, right? So maybe it's like a small child, especially small children when they are learning language. They go to street and they are playing, and somebody teaches them. Usually, first thing that most of us learn in new languages are the abusive words. Have you noticed it? We first learn all the abusive words. So the child also goes and comes back with some nonsense word and uses that nonsense word. And suddenly the mother or the father will come and take a stick and beat the child. Now why? Because the child doesn't yet know the meaning, but the child does use the word. Who knows the meaning of that particular word?
The parents.
Like that, now I have only made a sound called donkey. Now, what does donkey mean to you? Only you know. It may mean a very intelligent animal. It may mean the stupidest animal. It may mean the hardworking animal. It may mean a bad-looking animal. It may mean so many things. Again, all depends upon what you have gathered about donkey. If you've never met a donkey, then, if I use the word donkey, for example, if I say, Ishaji, you are klupchatu. Now, what does it mean? Okay, I'm a klupchatu. Actually, there is a funny story. So somebody went to a seminar in Japan, and in the Japan, during that presentation, he made a presentation, and they all came, and usually they bow down, they bow down to this fellow after the presentation, and they said, super, super Vamatabe, super, super, they said. So now this fellow who went to Japan, no, he doesn't know the meaning of Vamatabe. So, but because they bowed down and they said, super Vamatabe, they all, he felt, oh my, they must be praising me. So he came back and he was, of course, discussing with all his partners and others. You know what they called me, how good my presentation was? They all called me super Vamatabe. So everybody said, wow, wow, wow. Nobody knew the meaning. Wow, 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 wow. Because, they were super, no? But one of the fellow in that conference, in that meeting, did not clap. He later went to this fellow and he said, hey, I lived in Japan for many years. I know the meaning of Vamatabe. Do you know what is Vamatabe? He said, I don't know, but they all said super, so it must be something good. Vamatabe means a pig. Now imagine this person's plight. Why did they call me a pig? So, and it happens to be a pink baby pig. Okay. So now it depends upon how you interpret that word. A baby pig is very cute. Baby animals, any baby, usually very cute. No, so they all came very cute, very nice. You look the way maybe they were praising him for the way he was looking. Don't know, doesn't matter. But the point is, the word is what you hear. The sound of the word is what you actually hear, and all the meaning you make up in the mind. How do you make up? If the meaning is there in your mind. See, when I was telling Vamatabe, you probably did not know. You're going with the flow, because I don't think any one of us know Japanese here. I happen to know that because of some storytelling. That's all. So it now you know this new word called Vamatabe. So like that, if somebody comes and says, oh, Ishaji, super, you are looking like a super Vamatabe. You will feel, oh my God, why is he insulting me? So like that, no. So when the meaning is not known, that word simply comes and goes. When the meaning is known, how? Based on some past. In the past, somebody might have used that word in a very praising manner. Then, you have a praising association with that. When somebody uses that word, you feel praised. If let's say, if I call somebody, you monkey, they may feel highly insulted. But instead of that, if I call them, wow, you're like Hanuman, then, wow. Again, if they know Hanuman, if I go to, let's say, for example, some tribal African who don't know about Hanuman, if I say, you're Hanuman, they will simply look at me. Or maybe based on the tone in which I say, they may either beat me up or whatever, right? So like that may happen. So these thoughts that are getting generated are all getting generated because of whatever you and I have gathered from the world. So today we learned Vamatabe and so many other new words. So now that meaning is there. So now we may have a certain reaction when somebody uses that word. If you don't know, it simply comes and goes. So therefore, first thing to understand is the thoughts that are coming because of the impressions that are stored. Now, there is no way that you and I can go and change the impressions in the mind. It's like what has come has come. That is what I call as karma. Karma means what? Whatever that I did is stored in the mind as the impression. That is karma. My memory itself is my karma, actually. Because that is what I use as a prism to look at life, no? If I were to, for a moment, imagine, suddenly, through some magic, all your memory is lost. Then every sound, every smell, every touch will be fresh for you right now. Like how a baby would touch everything, would smell everything, would taste everything. For it, everything is fresh and new. Why? There is no memory of that. But depending upon something else in the past, even some babies also may show some tendencies, no? Liking to something and dislike to something. That is if there is a memory. Otherwise, everything is fresh. It is like if I take you to some new place, altogether new place, which you've never visited, Timbuktu. Okay, if I take you to Timbuktu, you will, and nobody, none of your Ravi and others are around you. Only you are there and all others are there. They are talking Timbuktu, they are smelling Timbuktu, they are, everything is Timbuktu. How will you be? You will be simply completely watching. No hate or like. Of course, you may like some smells there, depending upon, if some smell is liking to you. Otherwise, generally, simply you will be like a small child. Everything is fresh for you. So, like that, depending upon what I have gathered, what you have gathered, various responses, various thoughts come in the mind. But what is more important to know? In order to gather whatever you have gathered, it may be nice, it may not be nice, whatever it is. In order to gather, you must be there, prior to gathering. And that you is not what you gathered, no. Till now, you did not have a relationship to Vamatabe. Now you have some relationship to Vamatabe. So till now, Vamatabe was not part of your life. Now you just gathered through this satsang. Now it is part of your life. You can say that it is part of my life. I have an association with Vamatabe. But if I ask you, are you Vamatabe? You will simply laugh at me, is it not? You know you're not Vamatabe. Like that, you are not your thoughts. You are that pure light, because of whose presence all these thoughts find a expression. And the beauty of you is that, depending upon your impression, various kinds of thoughts may come. And this is where our Saravananji has given us a beautiful example. You go to a market, you want to buy shoes. You will simply go to a shoe store and buy and come back. There may be a mobile store, a saree showroom, book showroom, 100 other showrooms. Will you go into every one of them? No, you will simply go to shoe showroom and then buy the shoe and come out. Or another example is, if somebody is knocking at your door, unless you go and open the door and let them in and make them sit and you have a conversation, it won't develop. If you don't open the door, how long will they keep knocking? So sometime they will knock and they'll go. Like that is your thoughts. You have the power to either open your door, meaning what? To indulge with those thoughts. Thoughts come. What to do? Depending upon whatever, the past, such kind of a thought comes. That is why, as you get involved more and more in seva, in satsang, and listening to Sadguru, then that becomes your predominant thought pattern. It is like, there is no need to really worry about it. If I have a glass of, say, some water which is not nice, okay, maybe muck is there. Without pouring the water out, how do I make sure that the glass has clean water? What I need to do? I need to take some clean water, keep pouring. And when I keep pouring, the water will overflow. After some time, I will find that it is only pure water. Like that is our mind. Whatever that has come into us unconsciously or consciously, that is what it is. So be it, no problem. What to do? But now I have a choice. Now I have the power. What? Sadguru Seva Satsang. Now I can fill. Let me fill. Now, as time to time, it may come now. Even the baby that you want to protect, sometimes when the baby is so annoying, you may feel like, I'll go and I want to do something to this baby also. What to do? That thought may come. So wait. Okay. Oh, this is also there. So that is why, you can, the only person you can laugh at is really yourself. I can only laugh at myself. My God, all these things, all these impressions, and I have been blaming somebody else. I've been calling that person fool, this person stupid, this person idiot. I wanted to fix that fellow. I wanted to change that. But all of that magic is here.
I just want to add, like, even to, so when someone did something harmful way in the, let's say in the past, even to allow that person to continue to bother me, I will have to not do what is needed in the present. I will have to give my present to that past to bother me. Otherwise, every minute, by nature, there is something or other coming all the time. I have to attend to. And if I have to continue to let that past bother me, I will have to give so much importance to that and not live in the present, not do what is needed right now. Right? So, yeah, it's like, as you said, you have to open the door and say, you know what, I'm so busy, but I'm going to open the door, come and bother me, kind of like you need. And going back to the Buddha Ananda story, that unless I take it, it's not going to affect me. I have to take it to let it affect me. Right? So it's like every time I let something like this, I have to let the past to fill my present completely, and like how much ever time I need to. Right? If I have to be bothered for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 2 hours, I need to let that past fill that time all that continuously to, and not do anything else.
Correct. So freedom from the past in the form of the memory, which occurs in the form of the thoughts, is what is true liberation. Meaning what? Meaning you realize that you are not the thoughts, which in other way can also be said as you have the power to choose the thoughts, Ishaji. That is why in the last shloka, Sri Krishna said, perform the Panchamahayagnas. Means what? Consciously you develop this attitude of the yagna. This is what is the way to purify the mind. Chitta Shuddhi. As the Chitta Shuddhi happens, then naturally that is the dharma. So whatever you do for Chitta Shuddhi, Panchamahayagna is dharma, because that will naturally take you towards your own inner divine nature. And that is the true dharma. Whatever you do to realize your true self and to realize the divinity in you and others around you, that is true dharma.
I just want to add two things, Ishaji. The way I see it is like, I think I told it in the last class also. One, whatever happened, I take it as the prarabdha. It happened. It just so happened through this particular being, but it is not that being harming, because the name and form is, as we have seen, is not the real one. Okay, so what happened is my prarabdha, it happened. Right? And the second one is, I think every situation is a teacher to me. is just making me get better and better and better and better. That is one big change I see at my work pre the Vedanta, like being exposed to this Vedanta knowledge and post. That like now people are the same people, right? Before and after. But then like when something happens that let's say irritates me or like upsets me, and then quickly I'm able to think that, you know what, like this is my weak point. Then like this is where I need to improve then. And this is where like basically the chitta shuddhi is happening by going through these situations and like realizing it that like there is no other, this other that is harming me. Okay. And it is like as I do all these duties, and the reason why it is affecting me is I have these expectations, obviously, right? And by having this, letting this chitta shuddhi happen, I feel like I'll get better in handling this world which is not true at the end of the day.
Is this all helping you, Ishaji? Is this bringing clarity?
You all are frozen.
Okay.
Literally frozen. As in like
Okay, so could you not hear us, Ishaji?
It was breaking last time with Saravana ji. But then when he said Ishaji, it all froze.
Okay, all right. No, the question I'm asking you, Ishaji, is this bringing clarity to the question that you raised?
Yes, sir. I know. I'm not the thought, so I'm not bad human being. So it's fine. So, I was just, Ravi was like, I'm like getting so irritated. I was telling him, if Rahul Gandhi or this person I have to kill, I will leave Rahul Gandhi and kill this fellow first. So you're like, oh, so much anger.
Yeah. So you have the power to replace your thoughts. Realize that.
Yeah. So I was like, it's actually nice. Now and then I'll again go back. Okay, I'll think, no. Okay, 1-2 episodes. It's okay. Now maybe things will. Let's work on feeling better. As I said, it's okay. In my head, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. I can still work, or maybe their karma is that they have to live like that only. As I said, if it bothers my family, I get all agitated. Otherwise, I'm fine.
Like that scorpion story, as you keep replacing your own whatever so-called evil thoughts with whatever the right action at that point in time, right action-oriented thoughts, like how that saint continue to protect. You just stick to whatever is the right thing to do in that situation, then naturally you will have the protection.
Some problems are again screen is frozen. It's gone.
How about Krishnaji? Is Krishnaji's question also resolved?
yeah.
Krishnaji, are you there?
Yes, Vijay.
Is your question resolved?
Yeah.
Krishnaji, your question was on that dharma. You were saying, do I know what?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Then I think we can close for today's session.
Yeah, sure.
I'll stop the recording of this contemplation. Hari Om.